Excellent, excellent. All right, everyone. Alyssa Harriman here, and we are going to talk about the 7 skills to going pro. I'm an executive marketing director with the Juice Plus company at this current moment, working on big promotions, which is always fun. And we are going to dive into something that I have been following the entire 9 years that I've been with the Juice Plus company. This, in fact, was one of the very first books I had purchased when it came to learning how to build a successful network marketing business. So if you do not own this book, go on Amazon right now and purchase it. I promise you, you will be so grateful that you did. I've purchased multiple copies, and all of my copies have dog ears and highlights and writing, because this really is a manual on how to build your business successfully. And this was reinforced for me last year. I was working with a business coach. He's like the top 40 earners in the world globally, and in network marketing. And one of the things I had shared with him is that I wanted to really be able to help everybody have lots of success inside our organization. And he said, well, do you teach GoPro? And I said, well, I've read it, I use it myself, but no, I don't really teach it very often. And he said, if you really want to build a large, successful business, so this is for those of you who are on this because you wish to build a large, successful business, he's like, you need to not only use the GoPro book for your own personal business, but you need to teach your team to do the same. So this is really important. And right now I'm in a 12-month program with the author of this book, Eric Worre, where I'm in his accelerator program. Christina's in it with me. And what we are learning is blowing our minds. So, there's always new layers. There's lots to learn. This is ground zero. Study it, memorize it, and we're going to dive into a training which is based 100% on content inside the book. So this training does not replace reading the book. In fact, you can do the training, read the book, and then go back and do the training, and you'll pick up new things. And this is definitely something worth revisiting. This is a long training. I tried to condense it as much as possible. I'm going to go through it relatively quickly, but it is a big business training. This is not something that we can do in 25 or 30 minutes. It definitely is going to take some commitment. So if you get halfway through and you got to walk away and come back, that's okay as well. So let's keep going. So GoPro, before we get going, before we get diving into the 7 skills, what I want you to think about is, what do you want? And here's the thing about building a successful business. If you are not clear on why you're building your business and what you're creating for your life, you're probably going to feel frustrated, and you're probably going to struggle often inside this industry. The moment any of us get clear on our goals, our targets, what we're doing this for, what it's offering our family, that's the moment everything really changes. So I want you to think about, what do you want more of in life? I wanted more time freedom. I wanted abundance of time freedom. I wanted to have more impact. I wanted to help more people. I wanted to grow more. I wanted to grow in personal growth and personal development. These were things that I purposely chose. And I wanted less financial strain. I wanted less worry around finances. I wanted less guilt around not being around when my kids needed me to be. I wanted less exhaustion trying to run a business and, be a parent with another parent that was working out of the home. So for our family, my husband coming home was a big part of creating a better quality family life. The last 4 summers, our kids don't know anything but mom and dad being home with them for the entire summer, which is pretty awesome. So here's the thing, if you can build a vision for it, you can achieve it. And the thing that'll prevent you from having success is a lack of clarity around why you are doing this business. And dive deep, go deep and deep. Why are these things important? Why will they change your life? Spend some time doing it. It's uncomfortable. Your brain might go blank a couple of times. But the moment you can create clarity around what you are creating for your family, the moment building your business gets easier, and the more inspired you will become, and the better the results you're going to get as well. Okay, so let's dive right into the 7 skills. So these are the 7 skills that are outlined in the chapters inside the GoPro book. finding prospects, inviting, presenting, following up, closing, getting people started, and promoting events. And I have a few slides for each of these. So we're going to cover what they are, but I'm also going to give you some individual work for each of these that you can focus on. Now you're going to get off of this class here, and you're going to have a very large to-do list. And what I want you to do at the end, when you have this, just before you wrap everything up, I want you to go through and circle a couple items that you can get started with, because you can go back and revisit this list, revisit this training, add new layers on, but your goal is that you're going to take the to-do items, you're going to jot some notes for each of these sections, and then you're going to circle a couple actionable items and immediately start to apply them to your business. That's how I build a more successful business month upon month, year upon year, is I think about what can I do better. And then I find a couple actionable items in that. This breakout training, what can I do better? Well, I could offer better trainings for our team on a more consistent basis. This is what we're doing, right? So this is how you can grow from this training. So you're going to take all these notes, you're going to write all these action items, all these to-dos, all these things on these areas. You're going to continue to read this book and study it. And then you're going to circle a couple actionable items that you can immediately apply to your business. So skill number one is finding prospects. And this is really the probably one of the most important parts to your business, because if you don't have an audience, you probably are going to have a hard time selling products and selling, or not selling the business, offering the business opportunity as well. So we do two things. We grow our business by adding new personal customers and by adding team and helping them do the same thing. That's all it is. We're all about getting the families in our communities and across our globe using our Juice Plus products, getting more plant-based nutrition, and also growing their own fruits and vegetables. But you have to have people in order to do this. And here's a mistake that I had made in previously, as I was learning to grow my business. I figured if I just threw it out there, people would just come to me. And you know what? Some do. There are individuals who see a post of my shakes, who see my Tower Garden Love, or hear about the Healthy Starts program through one of my posts, and they order. It works, but it will not grow your business quickly, and it will not create a completely different lifestyle. Okay, so it works, but it's not. You got to work with prospects, and we'll talk about what prospects are. Now, if you've ever been in real estate or insurance, or car sales or anything like that, you also need to have prospects. This isn't just for network marketing. You need to have people that you're building a relationship with, so that when they are ready to purchase, they know exactly who they are going to talk to. And we do that in a few different ways. Now, in the book, Eric talks about the 3 different types of people that build the business. And I've been all 3, all right? So don't take offense to any of this, because we all kind of navigate through them as we go through. So the first is the poser. I was a poser when I first started. Makes a list of 3 to 5 names, gently connects and gets a few no's, and starts to think, maybe this isn't for me. I really struggled when I became a partner with Juice Plus. I really struggled with the idea of the business model, being a traditional business owner, being a health practitioner. I was really unsure of how to. I love the idea of being successful with this company, love the idea of lots of people using these incredible products, but felt very unsure of how I would navigate that. So I often would make a list of 2 or 3 people and kind of let them know about it. And then if I got a few no's, that would kind of stop me for a little bit. And then I would go again. It took me 6 months to really decide to dive in, face my fears, and do this business. Now, an amateur, I did at 6 months when I decided to do the business, I rolled into the amateur position. And this is where I made a list, 20 to 100 people. And I sent a bunch of messages out. I sent a lot of emails out talking about the products, talking about what wood I had added to my company, building my own confidence, by the way, in doing that, being willing to deal with a little bit of maybe people wouldn't approve. The thing that I will tell you is my biggest fears around people's lack of approval has never happened. In 9 years, I've had a few people that would be like, oh, I'm not certain I understand that industry well enough to support it, but good luck. But I've never actually had extremely negative feedback that I was really, really worried. And it never impacted my reputation as a traditional business owner or as a health practitioner. In fact, I work with so many health practitioners inside this company that my belief and confidence in the industry itself has grown. So hoping to sign the big one, this is where it's like, oh, fingers crossed, I'll get a Kathy Martin in my team, and she's going to go national marketing director, and I'm going to get to sit back and not do anything. And I remember kind of like thinking, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if I got somebody who just ran with this business? All right. And then the pro, I can officially say I've moved into pro, understands that their list is their most valuable asset. They use it to build and nurture relationships. They also network and add new names to their list every day to their list. So this is now my list. And I think some of you have seen them on previous trainings. My list is actually one of my most important tools inside my business. So this is my prospect list. I have an agenda from a dollar store, and every day I put names in it from people that either I'm adding to my prospect list or I've connected with, new friends, new follows, that sort of thing. So we'll talk about how to grow your list. Now, your income is going to be based in your business on what level you're playing at, especially number one, the foundation of your business is prospects. So the poser may get 1 to 2 sales or signups and end up uninspired and possibly sit at the discount level or less. So this is somebody who threw in a couple messages, maybe got a sale or two, isn't sure this is for them, and that's it. And a lot of people have that experience. A lot of people move through a lot of companies with those experiences. The amateur adds a few, and again, these are not my words, this is from the book, adds a few customers sporadically, enjoys a discount some months, and may even have a small income surplus. So, maybe got a promotion, got promoted to QSC, adds a couple customers here and there, doesn't really amount to much, but you know what? They're doing a little bit more than the person who's doing, less or not at all. And then the pro, and if you want to grow a big business, you want to start to identify yourself with the pro section. There's no test to pass. You just decide that you're going to build your business like a professional. And because of their focus on income producing activities, they quickly go from discounter to part-time income, even into full-time income. This is a business where your income is a direct reflection of your productivity. So you can base and choose when we talk about setting those goals. If you have this desire to build a $5,000 a month business, earn $60,000 a year from home, your income is a reflection of your productivity. And I'm going to help you through these skills today. Again, this is a big training. I probably should have did it in 2 parts, but I thought, you know what? I want to get it all in one. So we'll keep digging in. So let's talk about finding prospects. So number one is build your list. Now, your list is your most valuable tool. And I remember hearing this when I first started in this industry, how important it was to have a list. And here's what I used to think. I can remember everyone. I can go back through text messages. I can go back through my Facebook Messenger and see the conversations that I've had. I don't need to build a prospect list. And can I tell you why that was a mistake for me, even though, I ran a client-based business and felt like I had a good memory, people would fall through the cracks all the time. So I would go back through my text messages, my emails and Messenger, and I would be embarrassed by how many messages I let fall through the cracks. Now, if this has happened to you, just put a 1 in the chat, that because of a lack of tracking and a lack of using a list, that people who were probably could to this day be using the products or possibly on your team have fallen through the cracks because you didn't work a list. So it's really, really important to work a list. Now, to get your list started, all you want to do is list every single person that you know. Go through your contacts on your phone, go through contacts in your email, look at your friends list on Facebook, and you're going to think, yeah, but some of these people I might not message. It's okay. They can be a prospect. That's okay. They're allowed to be a prospect. It doesn't mean you're going to cold message everybody and try to pitch them. In fact, you're not going to do that, but you're never going to run out of people if you have a list. And if you've ever felt like, I would love to grow my business, but I don't know who else to talk to, then it's probably because you are not working a list. And we have some list building tools in the team page under the files section. So think about the people that they know. So once you've made a list of all the people that you know, think about the people that those people might know. Again, you're not using this list to cold message people. You're doing it so that you never run out of people. You can also, it's really important to grow your list every single day. So we're going to talk about some activities around that. One of the things that I do is I make sure that I add 5 new names every single day to my prospect list. Sometimes I don't get around to contacting them right away, but because I've added 5 new names every single day to my prospect list, I never run out of people. 9 years in this business, everybody I know knows what I do. Most of them love our products, right? So it can feel like I've talked to everybody, but because I'm adding names to my list, I never run out. I also add friends on Facebook. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm just about to max out my friends. So that avenue isn't going to work for me for another 5 years, but you might have lots of room for lots of new friends. So starting to add people that you resonate with. Maybe you're in a group and they, post and you really, really like what you believe that you're on the same page as them. Add them as a friend. Send them a thank you for being your friend. You don't have to cold message them about the business or the products. Build a relationship. You can also follow hashtags and people on Instagram. So I like to look up hashtags that resonate with who I am. Hashtag nutrition, hashtag holistic living or holistic lifestyle, hashtag personal trainers, hashtag fitness trainers, hashtag nutritionists. Like when you go and search a hashtag on Instagram, you get everybody who's posting using that hashtag. And then I can go through and find like-minded people to follow and start to participate on their social media, like, comment. And if I follow someone new, they go on my list, they go in my little agenda so that I can circle back around and continue to check them out, see whether or not that they are, if we align. In fact, I have several new partners in my business who've all come through that method. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Just somebody post, I just got a text that it's not super loud. I know a couple of you on Zoom. All right, let's keep going while someone comments. Let me know, can you hear me okay? Find new groups with friends in groups. So think of things that you really like to be a part of. Like me, I'm in a couple, perfect. I'm in a couple boxer groups and I'm a boxer mom. I love boxers. It's kind of, I've had boxers for 20 years and I love being in these groups. And I find other like-minded boxer mom friends in there that we end up becoming friends. They end up having chats. They end up inside 500 families. They might end up on a webinar. So, you can find people in like-minded groups as well. Think about something that you love outside of your business. Maybe it's a certain type of exercise. Maybe it's walking. Maybe you're going through that stage in life where you're still having children and you want to be a part of a new moms group. Like maybe you are into retirement and you're looking for healthy and fit and active retirement. Like think about the things that you're genuinely interested in and then go join those groups. And you're not joining those groups to pitch or do posts or try to promote yourself. You're joining groups to participate with other people that share the same interests and values as you. And then as you do that, you're going to find new friends from there and new people to end up on your prospect list. And you can also attend networking events. Now, I find networking events really help me to increase referrals into my business. Sometimes I also find new team members at networking events. So really, it's a great way to meet other business-minded people. And there's a lot of networking events that happen both online and in person. So let's look at just kind of some daily method of operation around growing your prospect list. So one is the consistency chain. So a consistency chain is where you get committed to a specific amount of activity every single day, no matter what. And your goal is not to break the consistency chain. So you may wish to do 30 days of building your prospect list where every single day for 30 days, you're going to, no matter what, add 3 names to your prospect list. or 5 names that you do. You could do the 5 and 5 method. You can connect with 5 people on your list, and you can add 5 people to your list. Again, you don't always have to connect around the products or the business. You can just connect over genuine things, and eventually the conversation can go there. It's also really, really important, if you want to be successful with your Juice Plus business, that you have time set aside every single day to connect with the people on your list. So you're looking for a time block to add people and to connect with people. And if you find adding people harder than connecting with people, then do that first, connect second. If you find adding people to your list is easier than connecting with people, connect with people first, then add them second, right? So do the hard one first, so that you get it out of the way, and then focus on the one that's a little bit easier. Let's look at skill number 2. So number 1, you got a prospect, and you have to have a prospect list. And we just talked about some ways to add names to that list. Number 2 is inviting. And inviting is helping people, giving them the opportunity to share the products in the business with them. Now, I want you to think about this. There are so many times that you have been blessed by our products, by a healthy living event, by our business, maybe a bonus, a little bit of extra income one month. There's something that has you plugged into this. And if somebody hadn't have invited you to learn more, you wouldn't be in this position. So when we invite people, we are offering them the opportunity to bless their lives through good nutrition, through a good company, good community, good healthy living, better finances. And that's the power of inviting. And we really have to be brave and courageous and intentional around inviting people to have a look at our products and our opportunity. Once you have identified your prospects, the next skill is to learn how to properly invite them to find out more about your products and opportunities. So number 1, prospect list. Number 2, now you're going to start to get a plan to invite. And there's 3 things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to inviting. Number 1, you want to educate them. Your objective is to educate prospects on what we have to offer, and to let the prospects decide if this is something they wish to do. You can invite them to 500 families, invite them to a Tuesday night. You can use any of the tools we have loaded up in our boards for you. You can take them in past webinars inside of 500 families. You want to give them information so that they're in a position to make a good decision. Then you want to think more like a coach or a consultant. You want to ask them, what is it that they're working on? What are their goals? And think about what is important to share with them. Oftentimes, when we're trying to share the products of the business, we can take a position of trying to convince somebody that this is what they need. But the reality is, if you ask good questions and take an interest in what their actual problems they want solved are, you will find it much easier to share the business opportunity or the products with them. And then you want to offer common sense solutions to people's problems. Ask questions before you share, and what questions can you ask? So really think about this before you go into a connection. Oftentimes when I talk to somebody who's, maybe I've invited them to 500 families, and I said, I'm part of this really great online healthy living community. We don't believe in fad-based diets. Everything we teach is about healthy lifestyle. We have an amazing class that runs every Tuesday night. I would love to invite you in so that you can benefit from that. Would you be interested? And they're like, absolutely. And then I'll go, okay, awesome. I'll go and add them. And then I'll come back to the message and say, okay, go check for the notification, or I'll throw the link in. And then I'll ask, are you working on any health goals? I would love to tag you in some resources to help you work toward them. So I now know exactly what problem they want to have solved, and I can go put the right information to educate them, because I'm acting like a consultant to help them start to see how this could be a good fit for them. We're not trying to convince them. We're trying to solve problems for them. So let's look at the type of invitations that are available. You can do one-on-one. Hey, do you want to get together for a Zoom? Do you want to get together for a coffee? Do you want to go to lunch together? You want to get on a phone call? Anything that you're just connecting genuinely with someone. You could do a 3-way Zoom. Maybe you're relatively new in the business and you want to have your sponsor or an upline leader join you so that they can share a little bit about their journey with the products in the company with your prospect. That is totally okay and absolutely allowed. Maybe you're going to do a 3-way Zoom because your friend has, or somebody in our team has had a really great result, and you know that the person that you're sharing information with is really going to benefit from hearing this person's testimonial. That is also a valid reason. A three-way call for the same reason, doing small group presentations. And I just want to touch on this because this is definitely something I really am going to work hard to encourage and build your guys' confidence around this year. I built this business by just being willing to do small group presentations. And there was lots of times that felt totally outside my scope, totally uncomfortable. But because I did it over and over and over again, now I'm super, super confident doing it. So I want you to look at your calendar right now, just like if you're watching the replay, pause it. If you're watching here, just grab your calendar. I want you to look at a date in the next 10 days that you could host your own small group presentation and then bring some people in to support it. Bring somebody inside your team to share their testimonial. Ask your sponsor if they can come on and share a little bit about their journey, and just share an information giving session and invite people to come in here. My first events were 3 to 4 people for about a year. It was 3 to 4 people at a time, over and over and over and over again. And then it grew into a national marketing director business. You can host webinars or invite people to our Tuesday night webinars or to another webinar that's happening. You can invite people to company events. Often we have big speakers planned. You can open a 3-way group message. These are really great for initiating like a Zoom or a presentation. You can invite somebody to review a tool. Hey, I've got this really great video on what you need to know about your supplements. It's about 30 minutes long. Would you be interested in watching it? Or I have a really great information video on our tower gardens. I think this is going to answer all your questions. Would you be interested in watching it? So you can invite them to take a look at something that's third party. So professionals understand that personal interaction is a critical component when it comes to building trust and transferring beliefs. So they try to connect people as much as possible. So it's really important to always be trying to serve and connect people when growing your business. Now, in inviting people to review a tool, you could be the 500 Families group has an incredible library of tools between testimonials, healthy living tools, webinars, topics, all kinds of great stuff. And you can search them inside that group. Webinar recordings, your Juice Plus and Tower Garden website, that's an amazing tool. One of the things I did in my early days in the business was I had people get on a meeting and I would show them, or if I was meeting with them face to face, I would show them my actual website and let the website do the work for me. You can invite them to or host a live presentation. You can record your testimonial or story, so your product testimonial or business story, and share those out. And we also have built an entire library using boards where you can go and find the right information for the right person. And again, if you have a prospect list, you're asking good questions, it's going to be really easy to find the right tool for them. So it's valuable for the prospect to see that there are other people actively involved and find out what those people are like. They need to see education on the product and the financial opportunity and the support available. So if you think about the recent panel events we did on Sunday, we covered all of those areas, and you can do that through using tools and using our groups and using our boards, or hosting something where you're making sure that those needs are being met. As a professional, you are inviting prospects to review a tool or to attend an event. So I want you to write that down. Number 1 is build a prospect list. Number 2, you are inviting them to review a tool and or attend an event. All right. All right, so let's look at the 4 rules around inviting. 1, emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. So just remember, we don't get to decide the timing. We just get to share the information. But if we do a good job at sharing the information with enough people, then eventually your business is going to take off because you've done the work. It's really, really important to do that. It's also important to be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. People like you, they're connecting with you. And it's just, show up and be who you are. Share about your passions and what matters to you. And of course, bring some passion. People want to be excited about something. And if you're not excited, they're probably not going to be excited either. And have strong posture. So we are always buying each other's beliefs. So build your belief, plug into the tools, plug into the events, take good notes, don't miss anything, and then bring that information and that passion and that knowledge to your meetings, because the person with the biggest belief always wins. right? I often say, if I can get them on a phone call, there's a pretty good opportunity that there, or a pretty good chance that they're going to become a customer or a team member, because I am so confident and we buy each other's confidence. And then I'm confident they're going to have a great experience, and they have a great experience, right? Because they're buying my confidence. So growing your business this week. So here's some to-do list. Feel free to grab your phone, take a screenshot, pause it, write these down, but use your prospect list. Connect with 1 to 5 people every single day, making sure that you add 5 people every day. Invite people to events. We have an event every Tuesday night for you. Now, tonight it is tomorrow night because of the mental health talk. Keep a list of who you've connected with and who you need to follow up with. So always keep that list growing, keep notes on your list. Make sure you include follow-ups every single day, circling back around. We're going to talk about follow-ups in a second. Open 3-way messages with your upline sponsor for validation to offer some additional feedback, and share at least 1 tool a day. So these, if you were to follow this entire list, using your prospect list, adding a few people, inviting to some events, doing some follow-ups, opening a couple of 3-way messages, and sharing a tool a day, you could easily do that in less than 60 minutes. Probably, as you get really efficient, in under 30 minutes. I do all of these things every single day, and they kind of just bleed into my day. They just kind of, I just part of my daily method of operation. But at first, you're going to want to create a time block to get really focused on it. All right, skill number 3, presenting. So the pros act as if they are a consultant who connects the prospects to the tools, events, or other distributors to help them become educated. So everything we just talked about is what the pros do. And I still connect people with other people. So it doesn't matter what works, it matters what duplicates inside your business. So a lot of these skills, which is why my coach last year said, don't just learn and this book over and over for yourself, but teach this book, get your team to read it, get them to follow it, get them to study it. It's why we're actually doing this event, is to help you learn more and integrate the content of this book into your business as well. So bring passion, enthusiasm, and excitement and belief. Make passion, enthusiasm, excitement, and belief a priority. So bring it and make sure you're showing up with it. Then invite your prospects to view or allow a third-party resource or event to do the rest. So offering some additional resources and education and value that's outside of yourself, that's easily duplicatable for them. And it also gets you out of the way a little bit so that they can start to see what this could possibly look like for them. Another skill is to get exceptional at telling your story, sharing your background, the things that you wanted to change, how Juice Plus has come, your business has come to the rescue, or the products have, your results and how you feel about the future, and to record your product and business story as a tool. Now we have this listed on the boards, and I think it's under the team training one. I'll make sure I get it posted. And there's actually a short video. No, it's under the business building activities. I'll get those 2 activities posted as a comment in the live in the team page. If you are watching the replay on boards, we'll get that over to you as well. So there is 2 3-minute videos on what to tape your product story and how to tape your business story, because they will become incredible tools for you to use. In fact, we just posted Tara's product story in the team page yesterday. And if you missed that, go watch it, see how she shared it, because that is absolutely what you want to have as a tool. And not only will you be able to use it, but your team will also be able to use it as well. Leaders, please take the time to do the activities this week with your team. So if you have a team, not only to, number 1, we always do what we expect other people to do, go tape your product story and then tape your business story, but then help your team do the same so that you have a whole library of incredible testimonials that all of you together get to use as tools. So tips for success, last page of chapter 6, when you're reading the book, when you are prospecting, you are the messenger, not the message. Get yourself out of the way and use a third-party tool. Learn to tell your story in a way that will make your prospects curious to hear more. And when it comes to presenting in front of a group of people, presentation is key. When you are prepared, it is fun. And let me tell you, taping your product story and business story might feel awkward at first. If I can offer some advice, tape it through. Even if you mess up, tape it through. Don't quit midway, keep going, because if you can get through it a couple times and you force yourself to get right through to the end, on your second or third take, it's going to be done. And what I do when I tape anything is when it's done, I'm like, do I feel okay about that? And if I do, that's it. It's good to go. If I continue to watch and be critical about what I did, then I'll never use it. So tape it through. Ask yourself before you review it, do I feel okay about that? If the answer is yes, then it's a good tool. Keep going forward. You can always retape it again down the road, but don't hold yourself up on having a tool. Skill number 4 is following up. Now, this is one of the most important things and lessons that you can learn. And in fact, Kathy Martin has made herself a national marketing director with an incredible team because of her incredible power to follow up with people. So this is really important. These are sales statistics. This is like sales statistics for sales in general. It's not just specific to network marketing, but 48% of people never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. So you check in once and then you're done. I know I've been guilty of this a couple of times. 12% 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts, okay? 2% of sales are made in the first contact. 2%. 3% are made in the second. 5% are made in the third contact, 10% are made in the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made in the 5th to 12th contact. So I want you to think about how important your prospect list is for follow-ups, because you can always go back and see who you need to circle back around to and continue to grow and nurture that relationship. There's people in my business that were years before they joined and are now incredibly successful. There's people who were months of building that relationship and checking back in and following up and continuing to invite them. We don't get to scratch their name off until they join. Otherwise, they hang out on the list. So let's look at some things for following up. So the only reason to set an exposure is to set up the next exposure. So we're understanding that a lot of people are going to need a few connections before they're ready to make a decision. So you might invite to Tuesday night, check in the next day, see what they really liked about it, talk to them about the following Tuesday night, what's also coming up, right? So you're setting that anticipation for the next event. It helps you create a more educated prospect, which means when they make a decision, it's going to be a very solid decision. It builds more trust and deepens your relationship. Also, it's important to schedule a time to connect back in. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, is it okay if I check back in with you next week? Or I'll check back in with you next month, or the next time we have an event that I think is going to match your goals. Is it okay if I invite you? That is good as well. Always ask after an exposure what they liked best, because they'll let you know what part of what they learned actually is of interest to them. You can also ask them what their level of interest is. And this is a really good tool to do. And if you're not doing this, it'll really help take the uncomfortableness out of trying to close. You can just say, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super interested, ready to get started, 1 being not interested at all, like where would you say that you would land? And if they said, I would land at, a 5, then okay, they're not out. They just need a little bit more information. You can ask, what more, what else could I provide to you that would, build a little bit more confidence around this decision? Or what do you think is preventing you from making this decision? And you can learn a lot from your client, from your prospect, by just taking an interest at where's their interest level. If they come back an 8, a 9, or a 10, you're like, listen, let's get you started. You're close enough to 10 that, we might as well just get you started. We got a money back guarantee on our products. Let me help you have an amazing product experience. And then we'll circle back around on the opportunity once you've been using the products for a little while, right? Like, what a great thing to ask. And ask if they are interested in trying the products or joining you based on their interest level, as we just talked about. Also, in following up, it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures for the person to join you. And this is based on industry statistics. So the goal is education and understanding. The goal is to build and strengthen the relationship, to use the tools to support the process, videos, live events, 500 families, all of our links that we've now built on boards for you. And if you can, try to condense exposures for better results. So always asking, what else can I, what else would you like to learn? What else are you interested in? What would build your confidence in making this decision, right? So it's kind of straightforward, but you're asking them so that you can figure out what's important to them. Focus on the things that keep their interests high. So oftentimes, I'll give you an example of this. Because my background is science, I often, for a long time, when I was first building this business, I often led with the research. To me, I was like, are you kidding? Look at this body of science. Like, this is mind blowing. Everybody should know about the science. But what I discovered was that very, very few people actually cared about science. The science is good, and the science is, oh, you know what, there's some extra stuff that supports it. This might be a good product line. But in the grand scheme of things, they were looking for more energy. They were looking for peace of mind around their kids' nutrition. They wanted to focus on building a better immune system, or they wanted to live in a healthier body. The science was relatively low in their scale of interest. So I had to learn to figure out where their interest was and not just lead with my own. Even though the science is pretty cool, I have to figure out what matters most to them. What problems do they want solved? Talk to them about urgency in the opportunity. Now's a really great time to get started. We've got a great system in place. We've got lots of momentum, or we've got a program coming up in the spring using our products. I'd love to get you started, get your body used to the products so that you're ready for our program. Who wants to wait to get healthy? All right, so questions and objections. Avoid feeling or responding from a place of feeling defensive. So if somebody doesn't get it or doesn't understand it, that's okay. That's just where they're coming from with their knowledge base to this point, right? So you don't have to be defensive because it's just where they're at. Acknowledge their questions and search out answers to support their understanding. We're not trying to prove people wrong. And I remember at first, when I was first building the business, I took objections personally. I was like, they think I made a bad decision, or why would they choose their products over the products that I'm using? Like there was some personal stuff that was showing up, but I had to just grow past that and realize that we're all coming from our own perspective. And my only job is to give people good information so that they can be in a position to come to their own conclusion. And sometimes that conclusion is not right now, but timing changes, health changes, finance changes, our world changes. Look how much our world has changed in the last 2 years. And things change. And we are in a period of insane momentum right now. We're having a lot of success, a lot of new partners, a lot of new customers, a lot of big promotions because of this landscape. And there's a lot of people that are having success right now with our company who weren't building with our company 2 years ago. So our job is to position people to be able to make the right decision when the timing is right for them. Our goal is understanding and education. We are positioning people to make great choices. Most objections are the result of your prospects limiting beliefs in themselves or a lack of understanding of how network marketing industry can help them change their life. And this last statement, we've been going through this in Accelerator with Eric Worre. There's 2 reasons that people don't join or they don't have success. And it's either they have limiting beliefs about what they're capable of and what they, lack of vision sometimes for themselves because of those limiting beliefs, or they just truly don't understand how remarkable this industry is. This is a home-based franchise. This is where our world is moving to. We just saw our world move to work from home. And 2 years ago, it was not a work from home world. Right? So things can change very, very quickly. We also watch the priority of people's personal health go from it's on there, it's on the list, to top of the list, right? So lots of things can happen in our world that really bring people to you, but you want to be the person who shared that information with them. So a couple of limiting beliefs: I don't have time, or I don't have money. And these are really, really real, but they're really just limiting beliefs in their thinking. Because if they don't have time, would they like to create more time freedom, or would they like to be healthier in the limited time that they have? And if they don't have money, the question is, do you want to change that money story? And money is a very, very difficult topic to have conversations with people about because our culture is we don't discuss it. But in network marketing, we do discuss money. And when we talk about people who are earning a lot of money, it's actually a reflection of how big their business is, right? Your income is based on your impact. So it is a bit of a different cultural conversation, but it's a good conversation to have, because the more comfortable I became around my own money mindset and talking about money and being comfortable earning more and setting bigger targets, the more financial abundance I had. But when I wasn't comfortable in those things, I had very little financial abundance. So we get to teach people about that as well. So for the no money objection, you can say, well, it only costs $52. And what if this investment helped you create a new financial story? You're not trying to back them into a corner or make them feel pressured. You're giving them some food for thought. And remind them that we don't have to buy kits or buy monthly purchases. They can choose whatever fits within their budget, or they can even go and sell the products in order to pay for their own products. And ask what they would be willing to do to create a new money story. I love to have this conversation with people who feel really stuck financially. I'll say, like, if there was something that you could do to change that story, or what would you be willing to do to change that story? You know how many families work extra jobs? There was times in my life where I was going to school. I had 2 small children at the time, and I had 3 part-time jobs. I was working more than full-time because we needed the money. People will do what they need to do. So just helping them see that this is a potential opportunity for them. Now, with somebody who's come into your business, there's a couple questions that will really help. And I was taught this by my coach last year. He shared, would you like to be part-time or full-time? Do you want to have part-time income or full-time income? And for you who are watching this, I want you to think about, do you want part-time or do you want full-time income? Because the commitment's going to be a little bit different. Oftentimes we want full-time income with less than part-time commitment, right? Happens all the time. I know I did. I wanted full-time income with less than part-time commitment, right? But it just doesn't work that way. So part-time jobs are usually 2 to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, which makes the time commitment for a part-time income around 10 to 20 hours a week. So if you say to someone, if you want to build realistically, you want to build a stable part-time income, you're probably looking at a couple hours a day, at least 5 days a week, in order to build that part-time income, because that's what you're going to have to go do somewhere else. The good news is with network marketing, you get to determine how much you're going to get paid for that part-time income, right? You're not just going to get paid minimum wage or just over minimum wage. You can actually decide, I want to make $100 an hour, so I need to do X, Y, and Z in those hours to make sure that that is what time well spent. Full-time is at least 5 to 6 hours a day with a time commitment of 25 to 30 hours a week. So most people in network marketing will start out with a part-time income goal. And then as they get into that part-time income goal and they reach it, then they need to decide, do I want to up my commitment in order to up my income? And it really, truly, honest to goodness, takes an increase in income, in commitment. And I'll share my schedule with you and some changes that I'm making to be more committed to our organization and more committed to my business as well. So both offer consistent income, and you can ask your new partner or ask yourself, what feels the most comfortable right now? Success does not happen on accident. Success happens because you're intentional about what your targets, your vision, your goals, what you're willing to do, and you have dedicated time every single day to growing your business. My business did not grow on accident. It grew intentionally. And every leader in our team, the exact same thing. There was intention behind it. So where does work and family time take up room on your schedule? And again, this is sharing a little bit from my coach last year. And what Kelvin had shared with me is he's like, you really don't want to hurt someone's family time or their work time. So what you want to do is think about, okay, well, I work, this is my work schedule, and here's the times that's really important for my family. And then around that, you can start to identify time that they can get committed to their business. For me, I gave up bedtimes. My husband started doing bedtime routine with our 4 children. By the time he was done that, I had got an hour of work in, and we were able to reconvene on the couch, right? Which is perfect. So I had to find time. I would book little time blocks in my schedule like they were a client, little 30-minute time blocks here and there. And when those 30-minute time blocks showed up, I actually had a to-do list ready to go, and I got that work done. I didn't sit and scroll Facebook for 30 minutes. I got to work. And in 18 months, I was able to replace my full-time income, right? Everyone's results are going to be different, but that time commitment allowed me to continue to compound this business and replace a full-time income and come home. So all of you can get those kind of results if you get committed to the time and the activities and the personal development that goes into it. Many people will make their life the reason they don't succeed. We want to make it the reason that they do. We want to make their lifestyle and their vision and their goals the reason that they succeed. If you are feeling stuck in your business because you just haven't been able to find time, it's really because you're not making time for it. So the more time you create for your business, the more successful you're going to be. It's just the way it works. So where can you fit your Juice Plus business in? What are your income goals? And does your time commitment match the income goal? So if you want to make $5,000 a month, but you've only got 5 hours a month to dedicate, those don't match up, right? If you want to make, $1,000 a month and you've got a couple hours a week, those are probably going to match up. Because here's the thing, and this was a really tough coaching question that I was encouraged to ask when I work with people, is do you need to shrink the goal or grow the time? So do you want to take your $5,000 a month and shrink it down? Or do you want to just increase the time commitment so you can make your $5,000 goal a reality, right? Really, really important to have this realistic expectation around your business. So right now on your piece of paper, what I'd like you to do is to write down your income goal. What is, by the end of this year, what do you want your monthly income goal to be? And if you don't have one, then it's going to be very sporadic, and you're probably going to find that you have moments of frustration throughout the year. If you have an income goal, you can start to map out a game plan to build your business to that level. And if you're not sure what level that needs to be, let us know your income goal. We'll help you map it out and build your business to that level. All right, let's keep going. So write down the times each day you can get committed to focusing on your business. So you've got your income goal, attach a time commitment to it. For me, it was a couple hours a day, probably in total, 30 minutes here and there. An hour most evenings, and was able to create a completely different lifestyle for our family. So this is an example of my weekly planner. I shared this last year, and this is where, I had basically I map out kind of my time blocks. I'm a big time blocker. I never used to be. I don't like structure. I don't like being told what to do, but I actually found that time blocking makes me much more productive and feel less chaos in my business. And I'm able to do a much better job serving people inside the organization and growing my business when my time is well organized. So I have, every morning I have time block for calls. This is actually changing because these time blocks for my nutrition clients, I have recently decided to take a break after 17 years from taking on new nutrition clients. I've got a lot of great programs and supports, and they can use the products as customers and get some one-on-one support that way. So I'm actually taking nutrition clients off of my schedule because when I look at what I want my future to look like, I don't necessarily want to have a schedule that's tied to taking on new clients. I just recently had a huge influx of clients and it was very overwhelming. And I was like, I don't know that I want my future to keep looking like this. I would rather teach nutrition and teach other people to go out and do this kind of work. So I'm taking that off. I am evolving. I am letting go of something that I've kind of hung on to probably a little bit longer than I wanted to. And now I get to remake my schedule, redesign my life because I'm creating a new vision. So you want to think about what do you want your life to look like? And when it comes to time blocking, if I can give you some advice that has helped me greatly, and I've taken courses. I took High Impact Leader with Carrie Newhoff, which was basically a course on timing, on time management. Write your perfect schedule, write out your perfect life, and then start to do the things that move you towards it. What I used to do was write out a schedule that I felt was realistic, but I was still miserable in it. So I had to get really good at what does the perfect schedule look like? Build that. I know I need to commit time every single day to grow my business. Build that, and then start to work towards that in my time blocking and my scheduling. And very, very quickly, my lifestyle will look exactly like my schedule. So make sure you're planning it the way you want it to look. So skill number 5, as we wrap up the last 10 minutes here, is helping your prospects become customers or partners. So they are prepared and ask questions. Not sure what that's supposed to say. So anyways, professionals are prepared and ask questions. So professionals share the support available to help a new person be successful. So we're talking about onboarding a new partner or customer. They're always prepared with links and material to help build belief. So it's your responsibility when a new customer or a new partner comes into your business to help them have a successful start. Now, we have an amazing customer care course built into the hub inside your virtual office. So if you log in, go to resources, go to hub, amazing customer care, onboarding for customers, customer welcome letters, supports, images, all kinds of stuff. Okay. And then for our team, we have a really great onboarding system where you can use an onboarding Facebook group or use the onboarding board or use both. And we have a new partner guide that's going to help them get set up, understand our systems, set some targets, and start to work towards their first position. Professionals ask a lot of questions and listen to the answers. They act as a consultant, helping their prospect with a problem. So helping them set those targets and goals. Some great questions to ask is, did that make sense to you? What did you like best? It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Can I share how this could be a great opportunity for you? So sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself. So these are people that are not quite yet in your business. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being zero interest, 10 being you're ready to get started, where are you at? What in your life would you like to see different? What kind of time commitment could you give this opportunity? And if you could add income to your home, how much monthly income would make a difference? So grab a screenshot of these questions, handwrite them out, have them posted in your workstation. They are very, very important questions. Here we are. Now we're getting people started. Moving on to number 6. Helping your new distributor get started right. So the game plan is to validate the great decision your new partner has made. This is exciting for them. This could be a completely different life for them 5 years down the road because they said yes in this moment. So you want to congratulate them on taking charge and making this kind of a decision. You then want to ask them what their goals are. Right away, before you start to show them how to do the business, you want to help them set their goals. Now, in our new partner guide, we actually have goal questions already laid out there. You can open up the guide and go through those questions with them. So you also want to kind of set up startup call, and the startup call, you can call it the interview. That's what they call it in the book. I call it just that initial startup meeting. So help your new team members set their expectations, discuss their time commitment, whether they are willing to go part-time or full-time, look at life and work and where they will fit their business, and does their time goal match their income goal? So right away, setting some goals. Talk about how important it is to treat this like a business, and talk about their goals and what they are willing to do to accomplish them. And share the new partner guide and the worksheets for rank worksheets. You may wish to review the phase 1 and phase 2 guide, depending on the person that you're sitting with. Some people want a lot of information. Some people just want a little bit of information. So try to gauge based on who you're sitting with. I am somebody who wants all of the information, but someone else might just want a little bit to get started. So make sure you're understanding who you're talking to. It is important to give your new partner something to follow and to also teach others, because how you start your new partner is going to be how they start other people. So if you don't give them the time to get them set up, get them started, teach them the ropes, they're probably not going to do that in their business either. So it's really, really important to do. Run through a startup checklist by making sure your new partner is in the onboarding group or has the onboarding board. Walk them through how to use the website and back office. Share with them how to get to Partner Plus in their first 10 days to get a big bonus. Show them the bonus for 30 days to QSC. Ask if this is something they would like to move towards. Help them plan for some income producing activities. You can use a 3-step system: share, add to group, create a connection. We got a breakout training coming up on that soon. And after the meeting, send them the new partner board and the new partner guide so that they have that maybe in their email or inbox or in a text message, so that they can keep those links themselves in their notes. As you're getting them started, at the end of the meeting, with a specific assignment and goal. So maybe they're going to want to pick a rank goal with bonuses. They can talk about, you can help them build a list of people that are really easy for them to connect with right away. You can talk to them about upcoming events that they can use. Maybe there's an upcoming Tuesday night and they can invite 10 or 15 people to the next call on Tuesday night. Your next business meeting is scheduled, so setting a time to follow up with them where you can see where they're at, if any new questions have come up, help them continue to move forward. Talk to them about a daily time commitment, and also ask them what their preferred method of communication for accountability is, and then get that set up. Maybe they want to text every day or once a week, or a message on Messenger. Maybe they just want to be a part of the team page. Like, make sure you know what that looks like for that new partner. And skill number 7, promoting events. So the pros use events to grow. And one of the things that I just cannot overemphasize, because of what I'm being taught, and I've always used events to grow my business. For 9 years, events have been the secret to the growth of my business. I always have guests. I'm always inviting customers. I'm always helping team include events for them, because events are how people get the information they need to make a good decision. Our Tuesday night healthy living classes is for you, it's for your customers, and it's for prospects. And if you are inviting customers and prospects and you are attending, your business is growing. If you are not experiencing the success you desire, look at your calendar. How many events are you attending, promoting, and attending with guests? And this is something that they have been just really teaching us a lot of in the Accelerator program. So top ranks never miss events. There's a reason why leaders are always at events, because they understand the power of it to grow their business. So number 1, host your own. Grab one of the PowerPoint presentations from the Freedom Revolution. You'll find it under the events tab, and just build your own presentation, host your own. The sooner that you can start hosting your own events, the sooner your team will do the same thing. Use the Tuesday night health and product education events. Attend regional trainings as they come up. We just had the Level Up in January. Attend corporate events like conferences. Attend leadership events whenever possible. These are the things that leaders never miss, because we know they grow us and they grow our business. So events are important because you learn and are inspired. If you have lots of guests on, your business grows. So anytime there's a Tuesday night, the partner with the most prospects and customers always has the most growth. You could make it your goal to be the partner with the most guests every Tuesday night, and you guaranteed will be the partner with the most growth in that month. Third-party validation for guests. You benefit from the community and the culture. It builds your confidence in growing your business. You will add more customers because of events. Your team will grow, and you will dream bigger. So events are incredibly important, and you want to get your entire business community plugging in on a regular basis. And helping them plug in will come from also knowing what their goals are and helping them set realistic expectations around what it's going to take to grow their business. So if you're having conversations with others about our products, you can share how you have been learning so much and invite them to join you for a live class. That's a Tuesday night. You can share what you are creating for your family with your business and invite them to hear a success story they may relate to. That's product or business story. And if we build a library of them, we'll have a time. You can grow a team that is doing both of these steps. If you have a team that's inviting people to Tuesday night and also using tools, your business is going to grow every single day. And your commitment to having people join you for events will reflect in your earnings every month. I can guarantee that. This is how I have built my business to this level. So let's summarize these 7 skills. And I told you it was a big training, so I'm going to wrap it up now. Prospecting, if you are not working a listing, adding names daily, you are not growing as quickly as you can. And number 2, inviting. After you initiate conversation, invite them to events, to view a tool, or to connect in with our community. Presenting, learning how to share our products and business model with others is a skill that pays. The partner who does this the most has the most growth. So sometimes you just got to be willing to do it scared. Figure out how you want to present, invite people on to learn, and then do it again and do it again and do it again. What the panel talk that we just did this past Sunday, our homework after the panel talk is not to be like, oh goodness, that was awesome and it's done. Our homework now is to host 7 back-to-back business opportunity events, which I am getting scheduled for our team. Follow up, most of your sales will require 5 or more connections. Track and stay on top of follow-ups. Never let people fall through the cracks. Converting prospects to customers or team, feel confident closing the deal and getting your new partner, customer and partner enrolled. Help them get started, add them to the onboarding group and do a startup meeting with them, help them set goals and their time commitment. And the last one is promote events. Use the tools and the events in place to grow your business every day. The leader who plugs the most people in will create the most growth and momentum to reach their goals quickly. So this is just a business training that really helps you understand what it absolutely takes to be successful. So if you're ready to create momentum, I want you to remember the leader sets the pace of the team. So how you perform and how you show up is going to determine the success of your organization, because you are the lid on your business. And as you rise, you make room for other people to rise with you. Get clear on your goals, help your team get clear on their goals, invite to events, host your own event at least every week, help new team do a startup as soon as possible, and mastermind with other leaders. And that's why we have our pods. So once you hit QSSC, we have a pod every week for you at Thursday at 1 p.m. When your senior sales coordinator between QSSC and SSCs are in that pod, then SSCs to QNMDs are in a pod on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. And then we have our leadership advisory board, which is our qualifying national marketing directors and our national marketing directors and above. And we meet on Mondays. So every week, there's 3 pods for different leadership levels that you can join and mastermind with other people at your level and who are growing teams. And we just have some incredible conversations. So you must define your why before you can begin with the what and the how. So to start off, what is the goal? Prospecting, inviting, follow through the 7 skills. And thank you so much for staying committed to this training. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to close it off and I will have this loaded on our team training boards. And before you finish off, I want you to tag a team member in this training on our team page. Have a great day, everyone.